Welcome to the Harare Opinion Studio. Today we have the Secretary of War Veterans League in the Politburo, Comrade Douglas Mahiya. We have always seen him and in ZANU-PF conferences and on social media, on legacy media, and everywhere speaking. Today we have him in the studio. It's an opportunity that he has given us in the studio. So I want to engage him on the topic. What is the role of war veterans in Zimbabwe's national development discourse? Comrade Douglas Mahiya.
War veterans are the genesis of the Zimbabwean revolution. Without the war veterans, then there is no power to have propelled the Zimbabwean people to become independent, to gain political power, to gain economic power. So the war veterans are the nucleus. They are the genesis. That's where everything else is started from their political consciousness as young people, the personal sacrifice that they did, and the commitment, loyalty that they had with their party. It is that which is the basis of any social, economic, and political development.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So you mentioned the issue of the political power.
Yes.
Yeah. So I understand that by definition, political power, we gained it from the liberation struggle.
That's quite correct.
Yes.
Zimbabwe is born out of the liberation struggle. That's what our constitution says.
So now I think I want us to talk much about the economic power.
That's fine.
Yeah. So my first question is, how far so far have you gone in terms of working with the government to make sure that Zimbabwe is totally emancipated in terms of economic power, looking at the sanctions, looking at all the stuff?
There's one thing, Doc, that you probably need to understand. The fact that you cannot separate government and the parties and PF. The War Veterans League is a wing of the party.
Okay.
In other words, it is just as good as the Youth and the Women's League. It is responsible of mobilizing the war veterans to be able to contribute to the political development of this country, basing on the principles of the revolution, because that's where they were initiated by the party to understand more about the Zimbabwean revolution, the values of the Zimbabwean revolution, the genesis of the Zimbabwean revolution, the requirements of the Zimbabwean revolution. It all started with the ZANU-PF, and the war veterans are the people who took up arms to fight against the colonial
rule. Yes.
The colonial rule.
So if you are talking about the revolution, I can hear that you are mentioning the issue of the revolution. So you find that we, the young people, don't really understand what you mean by saying the revolution. Because remember, we're talking about the land, acquiring land. I don't know, when you went to war, the first factors were saying that you wanted land. You must have his own land. You must have free economic freedoms. So can you teach me about
the revolution?
What is the revolution?
In 1890, in September, the pioneer column ended the national land. And thereafter, they gained political power by suppressing the local people. In actual fact, the local people fought losing battles because their weapons were inferior. And they lost political power. When I say political power, I'm talking about human capacity to come up with with policies, and the policies develop to become acts of parliament and law ultimately at the end of the day. Okay. So this is what they lost. So when we say revolution, it means the rulers of that time could not proceed to make laws according to the dictates of their culture. It was now the dictates of the pioneer column of the white men who came into this country and their interests. So the development to Africans stopped. So the war veterans or are the force that started to push the wheel to turn the development wheel. That is the revolution.
Okay, okay.
And when it turns right up, it is now a revolution. So it has stages. And the first stage was the armed struggle.
The armed struggle.
I think you understand.
Yes.
That's the revolution. So that revolution started when ZANU-PF launched the first battle at Chinoi.
Okay.
And that's when it started. That's when the white men then started to discover that the black person still wants the political power to be able to determine his or her own destiny. So that's the revolution then started. So we are still in the process of turning that wheel because we are not economically emancipated.
Emancipated. Okay.
So it is the duty of every Zimbabwean now that the war veterans started turning the wheel, then the rest of the masses followed. It became much stronger, and the power got much stronger, and we are where we are as a nation as a result of a combination of the two forces, which is the war veterans and the masses.
And the masses.
Yes.
So the war veterans work with the masses.
Yes.
I like you mentioned the issue of you said that you have not attained economic power yet.
Yes.
Yeah. Can what do you mean by saying that you have not attained economic power yet? Because remember in the late 90s, Robert Mugabe worked with the war veterans to acquire the land from the whites. What we call the land reform.
Yes. Look at land.
Yeah.
You came from the land. God created you from the land. And he instructed you to survive from the land. And you shall return to the land. So the period that you are not dead yet, you need to maximally utilize the land because it is from the land that we get the natural resources, water, agriculture, minerals, and it is from the land you build buildings and invest whatever you want to do
on land. Yeah.
So you must understand that the black people of Zimbabwe, for the period they have been independent, they have not totally taken control of the economy. Part of the economy is still owned by the white men.
Okay.
So we still want to continue pushing that wheel until we have total economic emancipation.
But the public discourse is that Zimbabwe so far has gained land from whites compared to other countries. So if you are saying that we have not yet...
Public discourse. We are not worried about that. We follow a defined path, a direction that we are taking, because we are a political party. So we are not worried about people from outside our party who may be talking about that, because they do not have this important component of development, which is knowledge of how we should attain our political objectives.
Okay.
So we are not worried about those people. They still need to be taught how to contribute towards the turning of the wheel. They will join it at a later stage.
So are you saying Zimbabwe you are still acquiring land? You are still fighting the white men over the land issue?
I think the land reform program is concluded. We are no longer doing that, but we already have the land. So we must use the land to the maximum. Either in mining, in building dams, building bridges, roads, agriculture, and everything else that comes from the mine, including where you should be buried. Because during the time Yana Smith, you would never be buried in Harare. But today you can be buried in Harare easily.
Oh, really?
It. Yes.
Tell me, Yana Smith, the blacks were struggling to get buried.
It was very difficult.
So, since you are representing war veterans, how many war veterans have so far acquired land for themselves through the land reform?
Not of yet, but quite a substantial number. Because they are the people who prosecuted the act of taking land from the white man. It is the war veterans that led the people to acquire land, to get land from the white man. Because the white men had proved to be very unfaithful, very dishonest, because when it was agreed Lancaster, that will only be able to have our land after 10 years. After 10 years, the white men then akatiza
akachinja amagoalpost.
akachinja goalposts.
Yeah.
We said, no, you don't know us. Land is stay out there. Get away from the land and we get in. Simple.
And then they called it land grabbing when you did so.
Well, that's a definition. That's somebody's perspective. You can't stop anyone from using any verb that he or she wants. But what we know is we have taken our land back to its rightful owners.
Okay.
For development.
In whatever means, it doesn't matter which. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because they got it in their own way. They would have bought it, but they decided to fight the indigenous people and take the land from them. So we did exactly that. We used the same gun because we were defeated because they were using guns. So we also took up the gun to fight them and they defeated them and got our land back.
Okay. So given that the rest of Africa is still struggling to get land from, they got the political power. For example, in South Africa, they have the political power. But they are struggling and they're trying to change the constitution to do land expropriation without compensation. What do you advise them?
You are a doctor, and I am not a doctor. You used a formula that I don't know. And if I want to do it, you hear it from me. But I won't want to advise anybody. Let them use their own formula.
Okay.
Because they are responsible with their own destiny. It has nothing to do with us. But what we know is that if you want to impoverish a society, deny them of land. Okay. That is why the Israelites had to journey 40 years to go back to Canaan to get land for prosperity, for development.
Yeah, that's true. Which means God really values land.
Sure.
Yeah. But now they say that after Zimbabwe, after you took the land in the late 90s, the economy went down. There were some side effects. Some people the masses started suffering. What's your comment?
It's normal. You don't start from the head, you start from the bottom.
Okay.
You don't use your head to move, you use your legs. That is it. You're responsible of pedaling and be able to allow you to move. So we had to start from where we started. That is exactly what the white men did during their time. When they arrived, they raised what was known as the Royal Charter. So the Royal Charter was responsible of making capital available to them. If you read correctly, you'll hear that some of them failed. So there's nothing sinister about any other Zimbabwean farmer who might have failed. It's a learning curve.
It's a learning curve, yeah.
But today we have surplus. You can witness that, you know.
Yeah.
So we have moved away from the learning curve. We are now at another stage where we have where we produce tobacco more than what the white men did. Zimbabwe is producing the tobacco such that you know European record, white men's record, ever recorded the amount of tobacco that we produce. So we are progressing. We are developing. But if we didn't have the land, we would have developed to produce tobacco to that magnitude.
Of that magnitude. Yeah.
So it becomes a justification. And we would even want to get more land from any other white who is here if it had not been of a listening president, because we are able to use it, because there is the proof.
So besides the war veterans and those who are in the party structures, since you said that the war veterans work with the masses, how easy is it for them to, if they want to own a commercial land, to farm, how easy is it for an ordinary Zimbabwean who doesn't?
It's very easy. Nobody was given land. We took land.
Okay.
Anybody who wanted land went and they took land. Government only reorganized them properly.
Okay.
They replanted. That's all. All those who needed land went to get the land for himself or herself. So it's not a question of giving somebody land. It was about taking our land back. So you needed to participate in order to own land. One who did not participate, talk if you did not, you have no land. And you, after 50 years or so, your grandchildren will ask you questions as to why you did not get
Why didn't you get the land?
Because people were going to take their land.
So those who took the land and then There are those who took the land during the time of the land reform, the hot time of land reform. Now, for those who did not benefit from that period, if they go to the Ministry of Lands to get a land, I hear that they are struggling.
Because there is no more land.
There's no more land.
There's no more land for, we do not have land, any commercial land to dish out. There's not enough. If it is there, there's no problem. Government will give you.
So those who don't have the land, what are they going to do now? They're just going
I'm
to be looking
sorry,
for jobs.
they've lost out. But if they get land where the Pasinamun, the Minister of Lands can give it to you.
But I hear that recently I hear the Anzi Masabuku, they are selling lands, communal land, they are selling it.
I'm not aware of.
And the issue of title deeds, some people don't have title deeds.
No, we did
And
not.
then,
When we got the land,
the Chinese come and then they evict people from the. In India, I come from Wange, Kumushagongu Jambesi, where you find that the Chinese come there, they want to say, we want to have a mine here. This is my only land. This is my ancestral land that I know. You know, my ancestors are sleeping there. You mentioned very well. That's where we bury our people. Then the Chinese come, puts a mine. Then we are out of that place.
The government recently came up with a statutory instrument to stop anyone who is not indigenous to leave mining, small mining, to the indigenous people.
Okay.
So government is on course. But when it happens in Mureni menu, it doesn't mean that the government has not done something about it.
Okay.
And you can't expect government to come and fight for you so that you get the land, you get the mine or you get the land. You do it yourself.
You do it yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. So indigenous people has a right to come and evict other indigenous people?
No, they don't evict. You apply for a mine. Of course, you don't apply a mine for a mine where somebody is already tagged. You don't want to do that.
So I mean, if you peg, let's say I come to Kumushakwenyu, I peg there, I found a mine. Then
the Minister of Mines is responsible. They will give you the mine.
Okay. No, that's progressive. That
ZANU-PF has always been progressive. That is why they removed the white men. It was about progress. So we are progressive.
Yes. So you mentioned the issue of saying that you talked about the Royal Charter, that when they started, the white men, they also had the support from the government to make sure that the economy is growing. So are there any programs which the government is doing to support the farmers, to support the war veterans?
Let me speak for the war veterans rather than speaking for everybody else. Although government has got banks available to give loans and things like that, but I will talk about the war veterans. When Comrade Mnangagwa took over the reins of power of the party and the government, the war veterans were upgraded from being a mere association to a wing of the party.
Okay.
The idea that the president had or has, or what the ZANU-PF constitution has, is to open up doors to be able to allow war veterans to contribute towards the socio-economic development of this country.
Okay.
And so he created a league. And when I say a league, there are many other categories of war veterans that are part and parcel of the War Veterans League. And when that happened, the idea was to be able to afford or accord war veterans a political platform to be able to contribute in line with the principles of the revolution.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense. And that also gave an opportunity to war veterans to economically contribute like in other Zimbabwe. So the league was created to do that. And we are doing that. And we also sit in the political, we've got a seat in the political.
Yes.
Where I sit, and we meet war veterans regularly, once every 2 months. And we have a national executive meeting and a national assembly every 3 months or 4 months. So we will always be gathering information and hearing what the war veterans are saying. We are also, the League is also responsible for checking and balancing the problems that bedevils the war veterans today.
Exactly.
And channel it to government, and government gives answers.
Wow. So, yeah, a lot of war veterans are benefiting from government programs. I hear there's a program by Dr. Tungwarara where he dished out 500,000.
No, not Tungwarara is per se.
Okay.
Tungwarara is the presidential advisor. So he was, we wouldn't say Tungwarara, but the president.
Okay.
His advisor, ndiye
Ndiye
for my programs is
Okay.
development,
bore drilling,
housing, and cattle fattening, and many others, many other projects. So, Kome Tungwarara is responsible for running the program.
All right.
He is sent by the president to deliver to the war veterans.
And he's doing very well.
I think he's doing well because we are much better than what we were before the introduction of the program by the president.
Okay.
We are much better.
And by so doing, it does promote peace and cohesion within the war veterans league, that they are benefiting
Peace has
from.
already been attained. We have peace in the country. We are the most peaceful country in Southern Africa.
Yeah.
And so it's not about peace, it's about economic development.
Economic development.
We are, the War Veterans League is responsible and is working towards ensuring that the war veterans have changed from being political soldiers to become economic soldiers.
To become economic, to become
Because
citizens.
we have created what is known as the Zimbabwe War Veterans Family Wealth Trust.
Okay.
Just as good as the trust, the royal charter. So the trust is going to amass wealth against which war veterans will borrow for entrepreneurship.
Okay. No, that's great. But when I mentioned the issue of cohesion, it's because I observed that there are some people who come. You yourself, you are the secretary of the War Veterans League. People just someone just pop from nowhere say I'm a war veteran. For example, during the Cap 3, I saw some people saying I'm a war veteran at opposite Cap 3. What causes that? Is it because they are?
Why don't you talk of war veterans supporting Cap 3 rather than talking?
No. That's why I mentioned the issue of cohesion. To say that, for example, if you get a stand from the program run by the presidential advisor, why would one now appear from nowhere and say, hey, do opposition? Are those people disgruntled, or maybe they are excluded from the program?
No, they are not excluded. They are included, but it's a political perspective.
Okay.
That's how democratic ZANU-PF is.
ZANU-PF is. All
It's
right.
a question of democratic principles being implemented. It's democracy to play.
So to what extent have you supported the Cap 3?
Well, if I had not come here, I would have taken this blueprint to give the president to sign.
Wow.
That's all. That's all what is left.
That is left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Given the opportunity, I would ask him, Comrade President, do you have the pen to sign? And he would sign. Why? Because we have a revolutionary principle that requires members of ZANU-PF to be minority to be subordinate to majority.
All right.
So the majority of ZANU-PF crafted the Cap 3.
Yeah.
So everyone else must support it. If you become a minority, it's hard luck, but you have the right to talk about what you want to talk about.
Okay.
For or against.
For or against. That's democracy anyway. That's democracy. That's democracy.
Yes.
Yeah. So no, it's fine if those people just pop out and try to oppose. Of course, they lose. So besides the government programs run by Tungwarara, are there any other programs that are helping you guys from the likes of Wicknell, the likes of Dr. Tagwire?
The Ministry of War Veterans is also stitching up programs to assist the war veterans. Remember, the war veterans were not remembered from the day of signing the Lancaster House Agreement.
Okay.
It is only when the president, the current president, got into power that he remembered the war veterans.
All right.
So the people who are participating, yes, we have not heard of Sir Wicknell supporting the war veterans, despite the fact that whatever wealth that he has, it only became possible because the war veterans fought and made available opportunities for black people to make money. But he has not yet remembered us. I think at a later stage he may, but it is important that it must be known that had it not been the contribution of the war veterans, it would have not been possible for anyone to become a millionaire in this country. A billionaire for that matter.
For that matter.
Probably we had 1 or 2 millionaires in the country, in the whole country. But today we've got hundreds of them who are millionaires. And I think they should respect and honor the war veterans by contributing towards the welfare of the war veterans. Upgrade them. Remember them.
But I think I read an article where it says you offered 50 vehicles to the Zimbabwe Defense Forces so that it distributes among all veterans. I don't know if that happened.
The Defense Forces is the Ministry of Defense.
All right.
It has nothing to do with the war veterans. Except the fact that we have war veterans who are army commanders.
Okay.
So it is about the army, not the war veterans.
Not the
The overriding factor is the war veterans.
The war veterans. Yeah. So if given a chance, what word would you send it to him? To Wicknell? No,
we don't do that. Somebody needs to be politically conscious. We don't tell him what to do. It's his money. Democratically, we can't claim, we can't demand. He has got to feel it himself. If he doesn't feel it, it's still up to him. We expect people to be politically conscious and be able to do it from the political consciousness point of view, rather than being coerced, forced to do that. No, we don't do that. All that is needed, all that we can talk about as a fact, is that everything else, including the owner of the house that we are in, one would have not managed to buy this house. It did not mean that there was one young man and one young girl who decided to sacrifice and fight the white man in order to gain political power. For black people to be dwelling around it is a political decision.
Yes.
And it was done by the war veterans. Any billionaire in this country, it was all made because the war veteran had sacrificed to make that a conducive situation for people to work hard and as much as you can. And it is
yes. No, I agree with you. So, okay, given the progress that you are enjoying so far, and all the government programs that are being given to the veterans, the masses, because you said that war veterans work with the masses, in what way do you think that the masses can also work with the government, for example, to benefit from government programs, especially those who think that they are not ZANU-PF, they are not the war veterans, in terms of national peace, national unity and progress?
Individual contribution to peace is voluntary. And participation in economic programs is also voluntary. And is available for every Zimbabwean. That's why anyone in this country can peg a mine and have a mine. When you are pegging a mine or getting land, nobody was being asked about one's political affiliation. It was just about your application and that you are Zimbabwean. That's fine. That's done.
So you are encouraging them to to get into
That's
the play.
why Zimbabwe needed to be independent to have political power in order to allow its people to own mines, to own land for agriculture, to be able to do any other in order to earn money.
But for those who are working against the government, if I say working against the government, I mean those who are in the mode of opposition, because you know very well that our country is polarized somehow. There are those who don't want to work with the government. What is your wish? Don't you want?
I wish they would understand.
Don't you wish to see, for
I wish
example,
they would
Nelson
understand.
Chamisa visiting President Mnangagwa and say, "Shanda pamwe
No. I wish they would understand where we are coming from and where we are going. That's our duty.
Okay.
To teach them and make them understand. Once they understand, they will join.
Okay.
There is no reason. There is no reason why they cannot. But you cannot ask me why they don't understand, because they need to be taught. All we need is to teach them, and that is what we are doing. The War Veterans League, the Women's League, and the Youth League is their 24-hour duty.
Exactly.
Like you do not be ZANU-PF, but when we leave after this interview, there is no reason why you cannot join ZANU-PF if you were not.
Myself, I'm ZANU-PF.
Yeah.
So, no, it's fine. Thank you so much. So, what is your, last but not least, of course, if you are going to talk to Zimbabwe, talk to the audience, what are your words, your key words, the hallmark?
Chishona chinotaura kuti chigunwe chimwe chete hachigoni kutswanya inda.
Okay.
Rume rimwe chete harigoni kukomba churu. In other words, united we stand, but divided we fall. The speed at which we are developing economically, if we get more united, we will achieve earlier.
Wow.
And there is need for people not to be selfish, but to be able to respect the power that catapulted them to the level where they are. Because it is the same power that they need to proceed to greater heights.
Exactly.
Vision 2030. You can only do that when you are united and when you listen and be able to tell you.
Exactly. So you are encouraging unity to the people.
Zimbabwean people must be united. If you look at our neighbors, it is disunity that has destroyed them.
But what efforts so far is the War Veterans League that you have put towards to make sure that you encourage the government, push the government to preach unity?
We have always been preaching unity. The president has always been talking about unity. That's why the president says Nyika.
All right.
Igotongwa nevene vayo. Igonamatirwa nevene vayo. And if we do that together, we will always make it.
Always make it. Thank you so much, Comrade Douglas Mahiya. I appreciate coming to the studio today.
Thank you.
Yeah, Zimbabweans are going to benefit from this talk.
Thank you very much.
And